What is divestment from South Africa during apartheid? Have you ever wondered how financial decisions can impact social justice movements? One significant example is the divestment from South Africa during apartheid. This refers to the withdrawal of investments from companies connected to South Africa as a protest against its system of racial segregation. Apartheid was a government-enforced policy that severely restricted the rights of the non-white majority in South Africa. The divestment movement aimed to apply economic pressure on the South African government to end this unjust system. The movement started gaining traction in the 1960s but really took off in the mid-1980s. American colleges, universities, municipalities, and corporations were urged to divest from South Africa. By doing so, they demonstrated their opposition to apartheid and aimed to reduce the financial resources available to the apartheid regime. By the mid-1980s, over 200 United States companies had cut ties with South Africa. This contributed to capital flight and economic challenges for the country. From a conservative perspective, particularly during the administration of Ronald Reagan, the approach to South Africa was more cautious. While many recognized apartheid as morally wrong, the Reagan administration favored a policy of constructive engagement. This meant maintaining diplomatic and economic relations to encourage gradual reform rather than imposing broad economic sanctions or divestment. Conservatives often argued that divestment could harm both South African citizens and American economic interests, without guaranteeing an end to apartheid. The divestment movement had significant economic effects. It led to substantial capital outflows from South Africa, which depreciated the South African rand and increased inflation. In response, the South African government implemented exchange controls and restrictions on capital movement to mitigate the economic impact. In essence, divestment from South Africa during apartheid was a financial and political strategy used primarily by activists and institutions to protest racial segregation. From a Republican viewpoint during the Reagan era, the preferred strategy was engagement and measured pressure rather than economic isolation. This approach emphasized stability and gradual change over punitive measures. However, the divestment movement played a role in the broader international efforts that ultimately contributed to the dismantling of apartheid.